Welcome to My RC Life, where we do all things RC and a little bit of everything in between. What's going on, everybody? Tractor's Mike from My RC Life. And what we got going on today is I got this UMX Pits, and she's a little bit worse for wear. So what I got is a new fuselage, a new vertical stabilizer, a new horizontal stabilizer, and then the new battery cover. But yeah, we are going to go about the deal of switching everything over from this plane into the new fuselage. So let's get started. Now, I've never done this before, and I've never seen it on YouTube, but I think it's probably fairly simple. We're gonna splice that little bit of tape here, just like that. This back one runs all the way down to that little groove there. And then we got a groove right here. It's gonna be cut right underneath that little number right there. Same on this side. Okay, so you can see it's coming loose for sure. Only thing holding it together now is these deals here. I removed the battery sticker there. The battery floor, I guess. I think the new one comes with the new battery floor. That was what I was removing because I had a bunch of hot glue in there on mine. I'm trying to get the landing gear out of mine, but I see there's a bunch of hot glue holding mine in. So that's the problem I'm running into. Not being able to get mine out. I might just have to carve mine out of here, since I see that now. Make sure you're not hitting any of your wires on the inside, which I think I'm pretty safe. Gonna kind of cut through here, get on the other side of these, I don't know the term for them, these little stabilizer wires or whatever. Basically cut that landing gear right out. Okay, here. It's coming along. Be as careful as you can, you know, don't cut yourself or anything. There we go, she's coming out. Alright, so that's coming free now. We're going to have to pop these little plastic deals free from the wing, I guess, to get this out of, so we can get the wings and stuff out and get this off in the plane. If we could flex it enough, we could probably pull it over the top, but yeah, I think that's going to break them or break the wing. And that's the only part I don't have new is the wings. So we don't want to do that. There, we just kind of put your knife underneath there or something and just pop them free. We can glue those back on in the end. Okay, got that one out. Do the same on this side. Just like that. Okay. There, now we got that off. These little wires just glue in right on the edge of them, I guess. It looks like to me. So I'm going to try to get underneath these little wires. Oh man, it broke. No. That is not good. I was worried about that. I guess, since we're not going to be using the red thing, we could just be
you can kind of, if you're trying to save your wing things, your stabilizer guys here, you just slice your that plastic deal. Yeah, so you can see one of mine is way shorter than the other now. See that? I don't know what I'm going to do about that. And they are marked with the right and the left. Man, that is a bummer. Well, all I can do is just continue on and hopefully figure it out later. Okay, now that those are off there, I can kind of manhandle this and get all this foam off of the landing gear. There we go. Got the landing gear out of there finally. Now these wings gotta come off. We have to unhook these guys here where these control surfaces are. We can unhook them on one side. There's just tape right here. Now be careful because we got some more of those rods on there. They're just held by tape though. I'm just gonna slice on the back side. There, we got that one off. You can slide these rods right out. Alright, we got those rods unhooked. And then up under here, we just want to unhook these from the top of the wing. And if you just grasp it firmly and pull on the wing firmly, it should just come unstuck just like that. Same thing on this side. Bam, and it comes apart. Now we're going to lift these tabs off the bottom just like we did before. Alright, that one's released. Let's pry up. Got that one released. Now this top wing should come off from here, just like that. Okay. And what we're left with is this. Make sure you take a picture of this and document where it goes. Like these two here go to the ailerons. It looks like the one on the right hand side here goes to the left hand side of the plane. The one on the left hand side goes to the right hand side of the plane. And same with these here. The one on the right hand side goes to this left hand motor. The one on the left hand side goes to this right hand motor. Now we gotta take the motor out. Looks like one little Phillips screw there. And for that I'm gonna bust out my new little RC toolkit I got for Christmas. And this baby is a nice little kit, boy. Check that sucker out. Got a pit stand in it, and pretty much any RC stuff you could ever think of. I've never had a pair of shock pliers. Never had any of those. I've never had a pit stand. It came with a pit stand. It's got pretty much everything you can think of. But I don't really know exactly what this is made for. Maybe an O-ring stretcher? I'm not sure. Okay. This is a great big long screw. Then I think it ought to just pull forward. Yeah, just like that. And just unplug that, just like so. Next, we need to pull out the computer chip, flight controller, or whatever the heck you want to call this thing. I'm sure it's got a technical name, but it's like the ESC and receiver and gyro all in one. Just kind of wiggle it back and forth. If you're having problems, you can see it's got a little glue joint here there, and same on these sides there and there. If you're having a little problem, you can just try to slice them to ease your pulling there. There we go. She's all coming out. Okay, so there's our whole board. We can take that out. You're going to want to make sure your control rods are unhooked from your surfaces. And you can, how you do that is just flex these little plastic bits, and they just come unhooked like that. Now we need to go about getting our motors out. Same deal, they're just stuck in with a little tiny bit of glue there. Now, you're going to want to try to get as much of this old foam and glue off of here. Okay. Now I'm just going to go ahead and put a little tiny strip there. A little tiny strip there. I'll try to hurry and get my chip and my board in place. Just like that. And then maybe put a little tiny bit on over the top. Now make sure you don't get up and get any in that gear there. Okay, just a little bit, just like that. Now we're going to go to our next one here. Put a little bit in here. A little bit in here. Okay, so those are in place. I like it. Next, I'm thinking we should get our horizontal and vertical stabilizers in there. Now, you'll see they got these little deals here. They actually stab into the back side of the fuselage. See them? You're just going to pull them out. Goes into the back side of the fuselage, and then it jams in to this as well. Jams right into here. You just got to make your own little hole for it. Had a little bit of a hot glue stringer. Get that on there. Get it as straight as I can tell. Push it on. Let it set. Okay. And there's already a light slot cut in there. You get the longer one of the two. There's a slot already cut in there. Stick it through. And then put your other half here. This would be like the zip tie end. Alright. I'm thinking maybe even starting a little hole right in here might not hurt. Just like that. Okay. Jam her into the old foam there. I think I'm just going to put just a little droplet of hot glue on here. I mean, just barely. Now that little piece is going to jam in the center here. So I'm going to put a light slice in here as well. And then we take this, and it's also got a hole already in it. Now make sure these are facing the right way. All right. Got that one in there. you can go ahead and start putting your rod ends in here if you want. Just kind of bend them, flex them just ever so lightly. And they'll pop in just like that. So now for this one, we're just going to put a little glue in this hole and then maybe a light little line here and here. Or we can even just put the glue on this like we did before. So put a little bit here, not too much. A little squirt in the hole there. Get that started in the slot. Come on, baby. There it goes. Push down hard on this. All right, hold a little pressure until the glue dries. And we can go ahead and put our control rod surface on this one as well, just like that. All right, we need to get this bottom wing off of this fuselage. Now there's a reason why I didn't pull these motors off from the wing like we did pull the motors out of the fuselage, because we're not replacing the wing. So we're going to leave those in there, but we're just going to try to take the whole wing right off the bottom of this fuselage. You can maybe stick a screwdriver in there or your razor knife or whatever and just try to go back and forth. However you can go about it. Just trying to get that wing off of there. I'm going to run my knife along the seam here. And there's another seam back here. And this may be a part where you almost want to just cut your fuselage, you know, because the fuselage is already all messed up. You might just want to cut the fuselage right off the dang thing. I'm thinking that may be the route I'm going to go. Actually, if I just keep working at it, I can feel it coming apart. I just don't want to cut the wing is all. That's why I would almost just rather break. Oh, I just broke the wing. See, and that's what I was worried about, guys. So, now I'm just going to kind of break up the fuselage here. Break the fuselage into several pieces. That wing, it ain't broke all the way, but it's definitely cracked. I should have ordered a new wing set when I did this, but oh well. So I'm just going to kind of start bending up at what's left of the fuselage here. There we go. So we got all the old fuselage off. Now we got to deal with this wing. Like, it ain't cracked all the way through to the bottom, but you can see it's obviously cracked there. I'm going to spread the crack open a bit. That's what she said. Fill it with the glue and push it together. Okay, so we're going to let that all harden up nice and good. So now we're going to run the wires here up through these holes. Once them are up in there, we can go ahead and add some glue and stick that baby on, something like so. Alright, so that's nice and fixed in there. Next thing we can do is get our control board back in. Okay. So we're just gonna put a little bit of glue there. A little bit of glue here. And lay this bugger right down in here. It goes right in the channels. And that's gonna fix right up in there. And got the little bit of soft Velcro there. So you know that side goes up on the battery tray. Got that tray glued in. Next, we can get the motor stuck back in. All right, that is in. That's plugged in. The one on the right goes to the left side here. And the one on the left goes to the right side. And same with this one. These ones are reversed. The one on the right goes to the left. The one on the left goes to the right. Next, the top needs to go on. Technically, there's not really nothing wrong with this top, and that would save me from having to take this wing off and maybe damaging the wing like I did to that one. If I ever break this later, I'll have my spare one. And that way I won't have to tear apart these stabilizer deals and stuff. So I think we're just going to go with the old top here. Now I'm not just going to run the glue right down it. I mean, they used to have pieces of tape holding it on. So I'll just put a couple dots, you know, here, 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 maybe one back here and on the other side, and call that good. And then we just got to glue in our stabilizer guys there, and on the other side, the opposite of this, and then our aileron controls, and we're done there. Okay, got some glue on there. Put the top back on here. All right, and we got these little stabilizer deals here. Just put a little dollop of glue there. Press it in. Flip it to the other side. Do the same thing. Little small dollop of glue there. Press our thingamabobber in there. Who's it, what's it? Whatever you want to call it. Okay, now we do have a brand new tail wheel, but I'm just going to put the old one back on. I already got it tore off. I mean, why not, right? A good little dollop of glue there. And put it right there and just hold it until that dries. Okay, then next we want to hook this control rod from the aileron up to the top aileron. And I removed these little things already. They go right through a loophole here. These things are almost like a mechanical pencil lead. They're so small and thin. Now you can glue these onto your top aileron, but they were just taped up there previously. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to tape them. I'm going to put the tape on the bottom of the control surface like so. And put a little space here. Something like that. Get this piece centered. Get it up in here. And then wrap it around like so. And on this side as well. And you may need to come back and trim off some extra with your knife. So we will do the same thing on this side. Put our deal through here. Get her up there in place. There. And we're in there just like they were from the factory. Now, landing gear back in, and that's simple. It just kind of jams up in there. Squeeze these together a lot. Yeah, and then you let them go, and then they come back. Just like that. Okay, we can't forget these parts here. The in-between wing stabilizer deals or whatever. These little styrofoam pieces I made from scratch. Alright. Let's do the same on this side. Perfect. Now we also have these things here, which I broke one of them, but I'm going to see if I can't figure something out. I think if I, instead of having it in its old little square there, you see, if I moved it over just a little bit, that would make it longer. So I think that's what I'm going to do. A little detent out here, I guess you could call it. There. See, do these snap in? Or they slide in? I think, oh yeah, you can slide them in. Put a small dollop of glue down here. Press this guy in. I'm going to do it with a tool because I think I'll burn my finger if I hold my finger down on there. All right, and then I'm also going to put just a little bit there to make sure that don't come out. All right, so I fixed my shortened stabilizer problem. And I'm going to put a little bit extra here to fill in our old hole where it used to be. All right, come over to our other side. Same thing. Slide it. Dab of glue there. Crap. And just put a little dollop of glue on the top. Make sure it don't fall back out. Okay, so that's looking about done. But we cannot forget the final piece, people. The battery cover. Okay. Now I don't have my prop cover. I haven't had that for some time now. But there we go. She is back together, looking better than it has in a long time. Not too bad. All right, guys, there you go. And that's how you take a UMX Pits and make it all perfect again. Well, almost perfect. There's a few things. If you look closely, you could tell. But when this bugger is flying by like this, you ain't gonna see any of that stuff. So, all right, guys, that's it for today. I'm Traxxas Mike for My RC Life, and I'll see you later. Bye, guys.
Thanks for watching another episode of My RC Life. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.